Welcome, Pathfinders. I'm Rick.
And I'm Jordan. For this field report, we are taking a look at the new Pathfinders release for March 2017.
Which, sadly for our screen time, is mostly a new player's companion.
As implied, there are no new releases for the campaign setting line for us to review this month. There also won't be one next month or the month after that.
Right. Nothing new on that front until Aquatic Adventures in June.
Which might make you think there's nothing for his Game Master to be excited over. You thought wrong!
Yes, Paizo did deliver a gift to GMs out there by releasing 2 Adventure Path modules for their newest AP, the Iron Fang Invasion. We can't go into a great deal of detail without spoilers.
Your PCs are fighting off an invasion, it's literally in the name.
We can, however, talk about it in broad strokes.
The adventure path revolves around Nermathis being invaded by the Iron Fang, an army of monstrous humanoids bent on world domination.
Or at least claiming Nermathis and Monthun.
Over the course of the adventures to follow, your PCs get to travel to the far corners of the Forest Nation, defending civilization from this newest threat. Eventually, they may even graduate from guerrilla warfare to leading their own army in a counter-offensive.
The Adventure Path uses a number of additional mechanics, such as the mass combat rules from Ultimate Campaign.
Don't worry about that now, however, as when your heroes start in Book 1, Trail of the Hunted, they are a long way from leading an army.
This adventure section of the book is written by Amber E. Scott, a name many of you might be familiar with, as she has been writing for Paizo for nearly a decade.
In particular, she wrote The World Wound Incursion, the stellar first book of the Wrath of the Righteous adventure path.
The Iron Fang Invasion then continues in Book 2, Fangs of War.
This one is written by Ron Lundeen. He's a newcomer to the adventure paths, but has worked with Paizo on a number of books in the campaign setting line.
Now, to some of you, this adventure may seem like a break in direction from where Paizo has been going the last few APs.
Especially since the last year has seen Hell's Vengeance, the first evil adventure path, and Strange Aeons, the Lovecraftian-themed adventure.
Right. Iron Fang Invasion is kind of a throwback to old school gaming. This AP is number 20, and so Paizo has returned to their roots. There's an evil army on the march, a nation in peril, and a small band of heroes setting out to put things right.
Most likely by fighting dragons and delving dungeons, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, everyone gets your meaning.
Good!
So, if you're looking for classic gaming experience, you've found it. It's also Crystal Fraser's first time as an AP developer. So, if you're a fan of her work,
and who isn't,
you should check it out.
And with that, we hand things over to the other side of the screen as our players review the newest Player's Companion book.
Hi Pathfinders, I'm Heather.
And I'm Rachel. While there may not be any new books from the campaign setting line, we do have a new book for players to review.
The Monster Hunter's Handbook came out this month and it's full of new options. Some are really great and some miss their mark.
Let's jump right in with what this book does.
Right, the new book provides options to help you fight specific types of monsters. It's really geared towards hunters, inquisitors, rangers, and slayers.
That being said, there are still some fun feats and archetypes for the other classes, notably the Druid and, surprisingly, the Cavalier.
The majority of this book is comprised of 2-page sections covering individual types of creatures. These include aberrations, animals, fae, magical beasts, monstrous, humanoids, oozes, and outsiders.
The layout is useful as it lets you find the section on the type of monster you want to be good against and presents all the feats and archetypes there. It saves you from a lot of digging.
There's also a 4-page section covering a number of other types of creatures with some great advice on how to fight them, like using Create Pit on golems.
This section also includes a number of new feats that give additional bonuses to classes that use Favored Enemy, especially great for Rangers.
There's also a new feat called Creature Focus that gives you some of the Favored Enemy bonuses and counts as Favored Enemy for feat prerequisites.
Now the next section is 2 pages on taking trophies from fallen monsters.
This is basically 3 feats that give you bonuses for collecting trophies and carrying them with you.
It's an interesting concept, but almost feels like it should have been a Ranger archetype. The 3 feats alone take up almost a page.
The Psychodermist Occultist archetype is kind of neat though, and it does much the same thing.
The last 6 pages provides new non-magical gear, magic items, and spells. Of note are the Melding Cloak, which is great for stealth and infiltration, the Diminish Resistance spell, and the Poison Sponge.
And the Monster Dummy, if only for the really cute dummy art.
It actually bears mentioning that most of the art in this book is really good.
Well, there's our review, and we will have another one next month.
That one will be over the Dark Plane.
Yay!
Bye, everyone.
And that's the end of reviews for the March releases. Time for news.
Well, I do want to mention that if you are looking for miniatures, Paizo has teamed up with WizKids to produce new unpainted minis.
Right, the Deep Cuts line.
Yeah, they're highly detailed and come in packs of 2 minis of the same character, just with different gear and poses. And that way you can upgrade your mini as you level up. And WizKids makes some really good minis.
There's also a lot of news out about Starfinder. They have announced that there will be a Starfinder Society much akin to the Pathfinder Society with factions and everything.
They also just released the cover art for the book.
I know. Looks great.
Well, let us know in the comments your thoughts on Iron Fang Invasion, the Monster Hunter's Handbook, or if you're excited as Jordan here over Starfinder.
We will see you for the next field report in April.
Until then, good luck, Pathfinders.
And Starfinders.